Hello everyone, welcome to MES e-learning channel. In this video, we'll solve another problem on that condition and we'll try to find out some values of FA and FB. So in this problem, they have given some 3 forces and they have given the resultant as well. So we have to find out two forces, that is FA and FB. So a force resultant R is given as 25 kilonewton acting at point O. So we have a origin point O as three components. So the resultant has three components, that is FA, FB and FC. So it is already shown in the figure, and we have to find out FA and FB if FC is 20 kilonewton. So they have given one force, that is 20 kilonewton, and other force, that is FA and FB, we have to find out. Okay. So now if you look at the diagram and if you look at the angles they have given, it's not like proper, and we have to make sure that we have to find out proper angles first of all. So we'll try to redraw this problem again. So this is your quadrant. So on the horizontal axis we have a FA which is to be found, and we have an resultant which is acting at 60 degree, 25 kilonewton, and we have one more force which is FB, and the FC is 20 kilonewton. This is FC, this is R. Okay. Now if you see the angles, so this is one is 60 degree which is making an angle with horizontal axis. Okay, that is good. So if you look at this 40 degree, the 40 degrees the angle between the resultant and FB. So that is not making an angle with any vertical or any horizontal, right? So we have to make sure, we have to find out what is the angle between the vertical and the FB. So we have to find out this angle. Okay. So to find out this angle, so now what we can see is, we know that this angle, this will be 90 degree, right? So this first quadrant will be 90 degree. So from the 90 degree they are already given 60 degree. So this remaining will be 30 degree, right? And if you see, the angle between resultant and FB is 40 degree. Okay. So already we know that from the vertical this angle is 30 and they have given this angle as 40. So by looking at this diagram, so we know that this will be 10 degree, right? Now we found out one angle, the FB angle, that is making an angle with vertical with 10 degree. Okay. So now similarly, if you want to take an angle which is making with horizontal, then this will be 80 degree. Okay. So now second thing, now look at this diagram again. So this 160, so they have given 160 from the resultant till the FC. So they have given this angle from resultant to FC. So we know that if you want to find out this angle, so what we can do is we can add up all the things. So add up as in, so we know that from this side to this angle, right? So they have given this angle, that is 160 and 60. So 160 plus 60. Okay. And we know that this angle, the vertical, this horizontal will be, total sum is 180, right? So what we can do is we can add up this 160 plus 60 will be 220. This will be equal to 220. And this minus 180, so the remaining will be 40 degree. So this will be 40 degree. So this will be 40 degree. Now we have all the angles. Now we can solve the problem. So we have to find out the forces of FA and FB. Now again in this problem we have one more twist. So what we have is that the resultant, now the resultant is some incline, right? So if it is an incline, again we have to resolve this inclination as well, right? Whatever force is inclined, so we have to make sure it is to be resolved. So solution, so we know that to find FB, so here FB is this one. So if you want to find out FB, so what we can do is So we can write the equation summation of f of x. So summation of f of x nothing but Rx. Okay. So here the resultant is having some angle with horizontal axis, that is 60 degree. So we can convert, so we can resolve this force. So this will be 25 sine of 25 sine 60, and this will be the component of resultant will be 25 cos 60, right. So this Rx is nothing but the x direction. Okay. So now we can frame the equation of summation of f of x. So f of x again, so look at the diagram. So in the f of x we have one things, that is FA, right. So this horizontal axis is nothing but FA. So we have FA which is acting left to right. So what we can do is we can write FA, and what other f of x we have, horizontal forces. So this one resultant ka component we have, again it is acting from left to right, it will be positive 25, sorry. So we are that is equal to, right. So we don't have to write it over here. Now okay, we have FB as well. So FB is making the angle 80 degree with this horizontal force, right, this horizontal axis. So this is again, if you want to resolve this as well, if you want to resolve this, so what we can do is this will be resolved as FB cos of 80 degree, and this will be resolved as FB sine of 80 degree, sine of 80 degree. So we have to write FB cos 30, which is moving from right to left, so it will be minus FB cos of 80 degree. So again we have one more inclined force as well over here. So if you want to resolve this as well, so this will be 20 kilonewton cos of 40, and this will be 20 kilonewton sine of 40. So again it is moving from right to left, so minus 20 cos 40 degree. Okay. So now this will be equal to Rx. Rx is nothing but 25 cos 60 degree. Okay. So in this equation we have two unknowns, so not be possible able to solve this. So what we can do, we can move to the second thing, that is summation of f of y. So summation of f of y is nothing but will be equal to Ry. Okay. Now try to frame the equation for f of y. So in f of y we have all the equation, that is this one. Again this f of y is r का जो value है 25 sin 60, that is 1 f of y. That will be equal to FB sin 80. So FB sin 80, and we have another, this one is acting downward, that means minus 20 sin 40. So this will be equal to Ry, that is 25 sin 60 degree. So if you want to find out FB, so what we can do is FB sin 80 will be equal to, so 25 sin 60 plus 20 sin 40, and FB will be equal to, if you solve this equation, we'll get FB as 35.04 kilonewton. So we found out one force out of two. Now we have to put this FB in this equation. So now we can get the value of FA. So now FA will be equal to, since it is on the left hand side, I'll just make it to the right hand side. So 25 cos 60 plus 20 cos 40 plus FB cos 80. So FB is nothing but 35.04, so cos 80. So if you put it in the calculator, and you will get the value as FA will be equal to 33.91 kilonewton. So now I hope you understood this problem. So given the resultant, we can try to find other forces as well. So in this problem, if you see, this angle was like from force to force, so we just derived, or we just found out what is the angle between vertical axis and horizontal axis. Thank you guys. In the next lecture, we'll try to solve another problem.